just gonna give you the best of information and entertainment that everyone can agree on.
Splash FM 106.7.
Our top story
106.7.
news all day, every day.
Station Splash.
Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.
It's a minute gone past 7 p.m. on Splash 106.7 FM, Abeokuta, the Integrity Station. Here is Nigeria Today. I am Maryam Ogunremi. First, the headlines. Federal government splits TCN as NISO begins operations. INEC chairman presides over management meeting amid dismissal rumors. Osun government relaxes curfew. In business news, federal government to boost non-oil revenue, economic council to meet over Trump's tariff. In the world of sport, Edo Queen set to maintain unbeaten run against Remo Stars ladies. Details of this and more shortly. Now the news in detail. The federal government has formally inaugurated the board and management of the Nigerian Independent System Operator, NISO, marking the official unbundling of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, into two separate entities. Under the new structure, the Transmission Service Provider, TSP, will oversee TCN's physical infrastructure, including transmission towers, power lines and substations. Meanwhile, NISO will take charge of system operations, managing load allocation from generation companies to distribution companies and eligible customers. Speaking at the induction ceremony organized by the Bureau of Public Enterprises, the managing director of NISO, Engineer Abu Mohammed, stated that the company is committed to enhancing the reliability and stability of the national electricity grid. Engineer Mohammed explained that the national grid would be managed in a transparent and pragmatic manner, ensuring that all operators play by the rules. The Vice President of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima, said that the country cannot move forward in the agricultural sector if it continues with the outdated systems. He made this known at the groundbreaking for the construction of Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone in Kaduna State, while acknowledging the potential the country possesses in the agricultural sector.
The potential that this nation bears in agriculture can never be brought to life if we stick with the old ways of processing our produce. We cannot afford to be chained to outdated systems while the world moves with urgency towards innovation. This gathering, therefore, is more than symbolic. It is an intervention. It is a pledge to offer our farmers across the value chain a sense of security. It is an assurance to our nation that we are prepared to build the infrastructure that will make true the promise of food security.
The Vice President further assured that the construction of the processing zone will facilitate enormous productivity in agriculture in the country.
Farmers will collaborate with private investors and entrepreneurs. Here, sustainable agribusiness linkages will drive increased productivity, enhance value addition, and spur enduring private sector development. These zones will become catalysts for economic growth, sparking urban development, generating thousands of jobs, and lifting communities from the valley of history to the mountain of glory. They will create opportunities for our young people, empowering them with skills and knowledge to engage in meaningful work and contribute actively to the economy.
Moving on with Nigeria Today, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, presided over the commission's weekly management meeting 24 hours after rumors of his removal circulated on social media. On Monday, a viral WhatsApp message falsely claimed that Professor Yakubu had been sacked and replaced with Professor Bashir Olamilekon by President Bola Tinubu. However, the Electoral Commission took to its social media platform to confirm that the weekly management meeting was held earlier today, presided over by the Commission's chairman at its headquarters in Abuja. National commissioners in attendance include Mr. Sam Olumekun, Mrs. May Agbamuchimbo, Mr. Kenneth Ukiagu, Professor Abdullahi Abduzuru, and Dr. Baba Bila, among others. The federal government has commenced the national review of the renewable energy curriculum in the country's higher institutions of learning. The review of the curriculum is aimed at reshaping how technical education equips future professionals for the clean energy revolution. The Executive Secretary of the National Board for Technical Education, Professor Idris Bugaje, disclosed this today at an event on the overhaul of the National Diploma Program in Renewable Energy and the development of 2 new higher national diploma programs. The MBTE also pledged to continue engaging partners to ensure a modern, practical, and future-ready curriculum. The Nigeria Employers Consultative Association has commended the Nigeria Customs Service for the recent policy reforms and operational improvement introduced under the current administration, particularly in the area of trade facilitation. NECA President Ifeanyi Okogo gave the commendation when he led a delegation on a courtesy visit to the Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, at the NCS headquarters in Maitama, Abuja. According to a statement on NECA's social media today, the visit was aimed at strengthening collaboration on trade facilitation and private sector development. Mr. Okogo emphasized that key trade facilitation tools introduced by the service, including advanced ruling, the Authorized Economic Operator Program, and the Time Release Study, are significant in reducing bureaucratic bottlenecks and improving the ease of doing business for small and medium-scale enterprises. The Labour Party caucus in the House of Representatives has dismissed the purported sack of its chairman, Afam Ogene, by the embattled national chairman of the party, Mr. Julius Obure. Mr. Ogene, who is a member representing Ogbaru Federal Constituency in Anambra State, pledged the readiness of the LP House of Representatives caucus to work with the party's National Caretaker Committee, led by Senator Nenadi Usman, after Friday's Supreme Court judgment, which removed Abure from office. Abure, however, announced Ogene's sack on Monday, 7th April, in what was reported as another feud within the party's fold. In a statement issued by the LP caucus today, Mr. Ogene remained firm on his decision to support the Supreme Court's ruling, noting that it is the caucus' duty to name their leader based on personal conviction. The Pan-Yoruba Socio-Political Organization, Afenifere, has urged the federal government to allow the establishment of state police with immediate effect to tackle the upsurge of insecurity in Nigeria's southwest geopolitical zone. The group equally advocated for the recruitment of more hands in the regional security outfits, the Amotekun, as well as the use of modern technology such as drones and trackers to address insecurity in the Yoruba-speaking states of Nigeria, including Kwara and Kogi states. In a communique issued at the end of its caucus meeting held at the country home of the group's national leader, Reuben Fasorati, the group said that given the crucial role security plays in society, the federal government and security agencies must redesign their security architecture to enable those in charge to address its root causes effectively. The Apex Igbo socio-cultural body, Ohaneze Igbo, has condemned the silence of the Southeast governors in the face of continuous killings in the region, warning that the bloodshed signals a dire collapse of governance. The group described the brutal killings of over 300 Igbos in just the first quarter of 2025, allegedly perpetrated by Fulani headsmen, and described the absence of a coordinated state response as a betrayal of leadership and duty. These were contained in a statement by the indigenous group's deputy president, Mazi Okechukwu Isiguzoro, and made available to newsmen today. The group further urged the international community to pay attention to what it called an unfolding siege and issued a bold ultimatum to state authorities. You're still on to Nigeria today on Splash 106.7 FM Abeokuta. Still to come, Washington government relaxes curfew. In business news, federal government to boost non-oil revenue. Economic council to meet over Trump's tariff. In sports, Edo Queen set to maintain unbeaten run against the Remo Stars ladies. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll bring you more stories. Please stay with us.
Sister, you still dey wash plates? Yes, sir. I be done nearly finish when I can see the pot where you soak for 3 days now.
Make you no vex. See, I been plan to wash them this night when we come house.
I hear you.
But shao, you too dey waste time and water. If na me, back like this, I don't finish them with half bucket of water safe.
Half waiting.
Sharp now.
But the plates no go clean now. And small time now, so we go dey sick.
Who sigh? Make I tell you, disease no dey kill Africa man.
Yeah.
Now.
I beg come out. I go even clean this house safe.
Sister, you don't come be that oh. Make you leave everything now. Make we go cook.
I beg. Princess, if you no fit wait for me, make I wash these old plates and clean this house finish. They go.
Na person wey dey well fit hurry. Take time clean where you dey. E dey pay o.
Welcome back to Nigeria today on Splash 106.7 FM. Moving on to Osun State, where the state government has relaxed the curfew imposed on area Osun, Ifon, and Ilobo communities from 17 to 12 hours. The directive by Governor Ademola Adeleke was contained in a statement by the Osun State Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Kolakbo Alimi. According to the statement, Governor Adeleke stated that the directive is based on the gradual return to peace in the 3 warring communities in the Irekbodun and Ifon Orulu local government area. The governor also explained that the relaxations of the curfew follows various security reports indicating that the much anticipated ceasefire is becoming more prominent on a daily basis. The Oyo State House of Assembly has approved the 2025 capital budget proposals of 33 local government areas in the state. This became imperative ahead of the proposed financial autonomy for local governments in the state. The approval was granted today when the report of the House Committee on Local Government, Chieftaincy Matters and State Honors was presented by its chairman, Honorable Akintunde Emmanuel. The budget approval was aimed at streamlining expenditures of all the 33 local government areas of the state for probity and accountability to enable them deliver on their mandates. The committee urged all local governments to adhere to the approved capital expenditures so as to ensure compliance with the Constitution and local government law. The Speaker of your State House of Assembly, Honorable Adebo Ogundoyin, said the approval of the local government's budget is a significant step towards promoting transparency and accountability in governance. The Plateau State Lawyers Bar Forum has strongly condemned the ongoing brutal attacks by armed militias on farming communities in Plateau State. In a press release signed and issued by its chairman, Ledak Dafa, and secretary, Niri Darong, the forum described the violence as a genocide that has continued unchecked for over 2 decades. The lawyers also decried the lack of effective investigations and prosecutions, accusing authorities of conducting shoddy and unprofessional operations that allow perpetrators to walk free, thereby encouraging further impunity. The forum emphasized the need for scientific and legal collaboration in investigating the killings to ensure evidence gathered can withstand prosecution in court, while urging the Plateau State government to transform its executive order on grazing into a full-fledged anti-open grazing law in line with global best practices. The Nigeria Union of Journalists and Niger River State Council has issued a 14-day ultimatum to the River State Police Command to tender an unreserved public apology over the assault on 5 journalists during a peaceful protest in Port Harcourt or risk a statewide media blackout. In a statement jointly signed by the Council Chairman, Comrade Paul Bazia, and Secretary Dr. Ijio Matubosia, the NUJ condemned the actions of police officers involved, demanding their immediate identification and prosecution. The union described the incident as unprovoked, barbaric and inhuman, saying it amounted to a gross violation of the rights of the affected journalists. Those assaulted include Charles Oporum of Channels TV, Allwell Ene of Niger FM, Soy Belamari Oruwari of Nigeria Info, Ike Zam Goswell of AIT, and Femi Ogunkilede of Super FM. Kaduna State Governor Ubasani has directed the release of 3.8 billion naira to the Kaduna State Pension Bureau to settle gratuities, death benefits, and accrued rights under the contributory pension scheme. This was contained in a statement by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Malam Ibrahim Musa. According to the statement, the decision to release the money was made on compassionate grounds following appeals from pensioners and families of deceased civil servants who complained that the ongoing verification exercise had impacted negatively on their living conditions. According to the governor, the verification exercise aims to eliminate ghost pensioners from the payroll, ensuring seamless and uninterrupted payment of monthly pensions. Governor Babangana Zulum has reiterated the state government's commitment to supporting the Nigerian military and other security agencies in their efforts to protect citizens. The governor gave the assurance at the opening of the expanded State Security Council meeting today in Maiduguri. Zulum, however, emphasized the need for coordinated action between the military, police, and local authorities to address the persistent threat of Boko Haram insurgents in the state. He also acknowledged the sacrifices made by the Nigerian military, the police, the Department of State Services, and other agencies in securing the state. Zulum urged the federal government to take a holistic approach in addressing the security crisis in Borno. From the world of business, the Minister of Finance, Wale Adunwa, said that the federal government will boost non-revenue as a means of cushioning the adverse effects to trade tariffs imposed on countries by President Donald Trump of the United States. He also assured that the Economic Management Team, EMT, will meet to assess the likely impact of the 14% tariff on goods exported from Nigeria to the United States and make recommendations to cushion its impact on the nation's economy.
It's prolonged. Looking at our budget all over again because we have to see what changes have been made in the assumptions that underlay the production of that budget and the reality over the first quarter and even projected into the future.
According to the minister, while the adverse effect on Nigeria will be through an oil price plunge, the government is intensifying effort to ramp up oil production and boost non-oil revenues. Finally, from the world of sport, Edo Queen's general manager Roland Sen O'Day has stated that the team's aim is to preserve their unbeaten run in the clash against Remo Stars ladies. The reigning Nigeria Women Football League champions are yet to taste defeat in the league this season. Edo Queens will square up with the Remo Stars ladies in an NWFL Match Day 11 fixture in Ikene on Wednesday. The Edo Queen manager further expressed confidence in the quality of players paraded by coach Moses Oduku's team this season. Just before we go on Nigeria today, here is a recap of our top stories. The federal government has formally inaugurated the board and management of the Nigerian Independent System Operator, marking the official unbundling of the Transmission Company of Nigeria into two separate entities. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, presided over the commission's weekly management meeting 24 hours after rumors of his removal circulated on social media. The Osun State government has relaxed the curfew imposed on Eriosu, Ifon, and Ilobo communities from 17 to 12 hours. In business news, we told you that the Minister of Finance, Wale Adu, has said that the federal government will boost non-oil revenue as a means of cushioning the adverse effect to trade tariffs imposed on countries by President Donald Trump. And in sport, Edo Queen's general manager Roland Ode has stated that the team's aim is to preserve their unbeaten run in the clash against Remo Stars. We have now come to the end of Nigeria Today on Splash 106.7 FM, the Integrity Station. Do not litter. Keep your environment clean. The news editor is Abidemi Kajobola, assisted by Kifaya Okbayemi. I am Maryam Ogunremi.